Hey everyone, I'm Zac Titus and welcome back to another edition of the BNEWS Sports Hub. Today we welcome Red Devil tennis coach Scott Barrett onto the show alongside senior captains Rohan Parkih, Soham, Shah, and Krish, Soni. Robert Paris brings us our Red Devil review and we will have our players spotlight. Let's catch up with our Red Devil review with Robert Paris.
Hey everyone, I'm Robert Paris and this is your Red Devil review. What's all that racket? It's the Red Devil tennis team hitting the nets at Rohan under the direction of 7th-year coach Scott Barrett. Barrett is a 2014 BCAT alumnus who played 3 seasons of tennis under his former coach Rob Newton. During high school, Barrett was a 2-time Middlesex League All-Star and was a 2-time award winner of the Dick Frazone 10th Player Award. He continued playing at the college level at Regis. While playing at the college level, Barrett was an assistant coach for the BHS boys team for 4 seasons. After graduating from college, his former high school coach, Rob Newton, announced his retirement. Barrett returned to his alma mater after applying and securing the head coaching position in 2019. Last season, they finished with a 14-7 record and made the playoffs. They defeated North Attleboro in the first round, before losing to Duxbury 1-4 in the state quarterfinals. Top winners from last season were singles players, senior Aditya Bathak with 16 wins, senior Andrew Pearl 15, and junior Soham Shah with 12. Each of these athletes were a great asset to the program. Gaps left by Bathak and Pearl were filled quickly with newcomer freshmen Radan Ayagari and Casey Shannon. Rohan Parkih, Soham Shah, and Krish Soni were all named the 2025 captains this year. Newcomers Radan Ayagari currently is 3-0 in the Middlesex League Freedom Play, and he is only a freshman. He is definitely someone we will keep an eye on in the coming years, and he's featured in our player spotlight that we'll see later in the show. So, how's the team doing this year? They're currently in the second half of the season with a record of 6-4. The team is in a great position as they sit on top of the Middlesex Freedom Division. Behind Burlington is Wakefield at 4-2 and Melrose in third at 4-8. Let's take a look at everyone's individual stats this season, starting off with the singles. At the top is freshman Radia Ayagari, who I mentioned earlier with an impressive 8 wins and 1 loss. Senior captain Soham Shah is just behind him with 7 wins and 2 losses. Rohan Parkih, also his senior captain, is currently 2-2. Seniors Abhay Jumat is undefeated at 2-0, and Sanjeet Krishnan record is 1-1. Leading in doubles are the combined team of seniors Vivek Patel and Lugman Shashik at the top with a record of 3-1. Seniors Krish Soni and Abhay Jumat are 3-2. Casey Shannon and Nathan Melanson are 2-1. Burlington has 7 meets left in the regular season and are set up in good position to make a deep playoff push with this incredible group of athletes. And that is all of your Red Devil review. I'm Robert Paris. Back to you, Zach.
Here we are with 7th-year coach Scott Barrett. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Of course, of course. I guess let's start off with your experience with the sport in general. Tell us a little bit about your experience as playing as a Red Devil. You came to BHS.
Yeah. Yep.
And in college, where did you go again?
So I played tennis at Regis College for a little bit, then I transferred to UMass Lowell.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess tell me about what that kind of experience, how that differs.
So I grew up in Burlington. Started playing when I was about 4 years old at the Rohan Park Rec Department program. Lived in Burlington my whole life. Played at Burlington High, class 2014. It was a great experience. Made a lot of lifelong friends through tennis.
That's good.
Continued playing college for a little bit. Started coaching when I was 19 as an assistant coach. Got the head coach position in 2019. I've been enjoying every second of it, and I'm already in my 7th season. It's flown by so fast.
That's good. I guess talking a bit more about this specific season. You guys are currently ahead, right?
Yep.
1-3 start and then a huge momentum boost.
Yeah. So we're currently 6-4.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got to a little bit of a slow start, just kind of getting set. Lost a lot of players last year, gained some new great ones. We're just kind of gelling as a team every match. We've been getting better a lot. I feel like we're really starting to come together as a team in this home stretch. And currently we stand first place in the Middlesex League Freedom, and we're hoping to clinch the league in a couple weeks.
That's good. What are some like major expectations moving forward for the series?
Yeah. So I think for the season, the big one is one is making the playoffs, and two would be winning the Middlesex League Freedom. Those are big goals for us. We play in a very competitive league. Teams like Wakefield and Melrose, who are very well coached, very strong teams. So those are definitely our goals, and making the state tournament and going as far as we can.
That's good. How has Burlington been in the past, I guess?
Yeah. So we've won the Middlesex League the last 2 seasons, and we've made the state quarterfinals the last 2 years. So we've done very well. In the power rankings, we were number 7 2 years ago, and we were number 6 last year. So we're really just trying to pick up the momentum and keep it up.
That's good. Trying to think. So I guess as the season progresses, as the years progress, you see different players, you see different, like, what are some gaps, I guess, from last year that are being fulfilled?
Yeah, so we graduated a lot of players last year. So Aditya Patak, who was our second singles player, he was a beast for us last couple of years. Was league MVP his sophomore year. Andrew Pearl was our third singles player. He was another Middlesex League All-Star.
Okay.
Ethan Nguyen, first doubles, and then Arnesh Neola, one of our doubles players. So we had a lot of spots to fill.
And I guess who has kind of stepped in to fill those spots?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of kids step in. First, freshman Rohan Parkih is our new second singles player. He just had a really great win against Belmont today, a 3-set match.
Nice.
He came through for us against Wakefield, the league rival. He's been amazing. We've had freshman Casey Shannon's got us some great wins. Sophomore Nathan Melanson. So those guys have been great additions. As well as we had Lukman Sheikh join the team this year as a senior. He's been amazing for us. Vivek Patel's been on the team for 3 years. Made varsity this year. He's got some great wins for us as well. Really proud of all the guys that stepped up this year.
That's good. I guess talk a little bit more the captains now. What are their strengths and?
Yeah, so our captains this year are Soham, Shah, Krish, Soni, and Rohan Parkih. All 4-year players for us. All been league all-stars. They're just great people all around. They lead by example. The guys on our team really look up to them. Great role models. They're the ideal people you want to look at for sportsmanship, leadership, and they love the game, and they represent our program really well.
That's good. I guess in terms of leadership, then, what do they kind of what can you kind of attribute to this team's success overall?
I would say toughness.
Toughness.
We've had a lot of matches this year where we have a slow start, we're down and out, everyone thinks we're out of it, and we somehow can pull it off. We have a next man up mentality. So,
Okay.
If we have a guy injured one day or a player out, next point up, you know what I mean? So we try to kind of keep our cool. Obviously, in tennis is one of those sports where it's very tough to get frustrated.
Yeah.
I myself as a player tend to get frustrated, trying to get a little less frustrated, but
Okay.
Still work in progress.
It's a strength in any sport.
It is.
Really.
I
mean,
So myself, my 2 assistant coaches were talking today about our freshman Rohan Ayagari. For a freshman, he's so composed, so calm. Doesn't get down on himself. Same for the captains as well. So I'm just really impressed with the maturity of our team and how they carry themselves.
That's good. So I guess you mentioned toughness as a strength. Any other key things that just are leading to the success?
I would say physical fitness, a lot of it. So we do a lot of strength conditioning, a lot of running. I always tell our guys, even if we're in a tough match, if you can be the most physically fit player in the court and stay there the longest and last, you can outlast and beat anybody. Injuries are so common in tennis, cramping, you can pull anything. People don't think you can get hurt. It's actually surprising. You can get very hurt, actually.
Really?
So, so I think just being in shape, conditioning, take care of yourself. So I think our guys do a great job of practicing what they preach and just, living good lifestyles.
Working hard and everything.
Yeah, working hard, yeah.
Okay, so I guess time to wrap things up. I've kind of made a thing on this show to ask people. You as a BHS alum know the state of the cafeteria. So what would your thoughts be on the addition of an ice cream machine in the BHS cafeteria?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. That'd be great. As long as you got a couple flavors. I mean, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, that'd be great. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Why not?
Idea. Don't want to keep it basic though. So that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm a big ice cream fan. I should probably eat less of it sometimes, but
no,
big fan. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before we go to our captains, I'd like to check out the player spotlight.
I'm Radana Agari, and this is the Player Spotlight. It took a little bit of getting used to. I've never really played on a team before for tennis. I played on soccer when I was younger, so it gave me some idea how to work with the team, but playing tennis was new. Although I think the team atmosphere we have, like the seniors, the juniors, sophomores, freshmen, it creates a really good environment, so that made it really easy and welcoming to adjust to. So it took a little getting used to, but I love it now. I got introduced to tennis when I was really young, about 5 or 6, watching my dad watch matches of Roger Federer on the TV, and ever since then I used to love it. So I started taking lessons when I was about 8, and then I've been playing ever since. I like to have like an aggressive style where I try to take my shots and dictate the point on my own terms, but sometimes that doesn't always work out. So if I'm having an off day, I like to try to keep it a bit more defensive and try to grind it out more from the baseline, but typically I do like to keep it offensive. Within the league, I'm undefeated currently. Outside of the league, I had losses to Lexington and Bedford. It's really cool. I wasn't expecting the season to start out this well for me, so it's been really nice, and I just hope to be able to keep performing my best. They've been super friendly and super open ever since I first got on the team. Everyone was super kind, and it creates just a great environment like I was talking about earlier, so it's been really easy to adjust to everyone on the team. Working with Scott's been really awesome. He's a great coach. He's a great guy to be around. He likes to keep things serious at practice, but adds a little humor in, so it's really enjoyable for us players, and I really like it so far. Working with Pete and Scott's dad has also been really awesome. They're super friendly, super encouraging, always offer me support, and they're really helping me develop my game and be an all-around player, so I really appreciate it, and I love working with all of them. I've worked with Rohan outside of practice, and I've met Soham and Krish a couple times, but this is the first time I've really gotten to play with all of them. But that's been really nice to play with all of them. It's cool to like play with people you've looked up to, so I really enjoy it. For the next 3 seasons, I'd really like to be able to go play at states and get a shot at getting the state championship. That'd be super awesome to do. But overall, I'm really looking forward for the experience and connections I make along the way. Like this year, I've made so many friends on the team, and I look forward to doing that year after year.
Krish, Soni, thank you for being here.
Yep.
I guess tell us about your experience playing tennis. I mean, when did you start? What's kind of led you to the player you are today?
Yeah, I started playing tennis when I was around 7 years old, maybe 6. And I played at Woburn Rec Club. I started kind of early. I was kind of slow into it, but then, coming into my freshman year, I met Scott through the recreation department, and he really got me playing well. So he taught me a bunch of things, and then made me excited to join.
That's good. I guess tell me so this is your last year on the team, that means, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be, okay, so that means, so what has like changed throughout the years? Like,
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, probably the biggest thing is so I played doubles for all 4 years, so I've been rotating with different partners. My freshman year I was with Brendan Gray, and my sophomore year playing with Arnesh, and then Ethan, and this year Bay. So it's having to adapt to all the different players, and having that experience is nice. So yeah.
Like figuring out the play styles.
Yeah,
and all that.
yeah. How you can work together and play good. Yeah.
What are some of your best memories though, from the 4 seasons? You mentioned a lot of players.
Oh yeah. So my favorite memory by far is freshman year. We were playing against Arlington, and the score was 2-2. It was 7:30. The game had gone on for 3.5 hours. It came down to the last game, and it was me and Brendan at first doubles versus Arlington, and we ended up actually winning that game. It was super tight. We had to save a few match points. It was pretty dramatic, and then yeah, we got the win out of that.
Nice.
So it was exciting.
And that was freshman year, you said?
Freshman year, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's gonna be cool. So the Rohan Parkih Open on July 12th. Can you talk a little bit about that? Oh
yeah, the Rohan Parkih Open is amazing. I love it. Scott hosts it every year, and it's great. You get all these kids from different towns, all these adults, and everyone playing together. But yeah.
Just a good tennis spirit almost.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'd encourage it for anyone watching too. It's a great opportunity to play, get your hands on a racket, and you can play open doubles, meet new people, and just get better.
That's good.
Yeah.
I guess on the topic of as a captain, obviously leadership. What do you think has brought this team so much success, and in your own experience?
I think this year in particular, I think it's adaptability, and just like there's so many changes, where everyone's kind of playing these new teams. Where like this is the first year we're not really rebuilding, but we've lost a lot of seniors. Like this was a pretty big hit for our senior lineup, and everyone's been able to adapt, step up to their role and do what they need to do to win the game. And ultimately, they put themselves second and the team first, which is pretty big for us. So yeah.
That's good. And that's like a valuable thing to like any sport, really, right?
Yeah,
like,
just to be selfless. Yeah.
be selfless. That's good. On that, I guess freshman Rohan,
Yeah.
he's had an incredible season.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So Rodon's amazing. I met him like this summer only, but he's been playing great. I know he trains almost every day in the summer. He trains in the fall. He trains in the winter. So
Wow.
he's been playing amazing. At second singles, he's held up great. I think he's only dropped like one match so far. So he's been playing amazing for us.
And I guess on you and your teammates, how was like just the team been performing overall?
Oh yeah, I mean this year it was obviously a little bit different. You have all these new guys. Like Scott talked about, like Casey and Nathan and Rodon, and the team's just changing up. But everyone just works well together. Everyone knows their job, what they got to do, and when that comes together, I mean, we started off slow 1-3, but I think we're really finding our footing now, so it's great.
That's good. Like
Yeah.
finding like you guys like so just it's changed a lot, but like you mentioned, like adaptability is
Yeah.
like really helping.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you talk a little bit about Scott as a coach?
Oh,
What you've learned from him?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Scott's great. So, coming in my freshman year, I was a little bit discouraged from tennis. Like, I wasn't the best at it, and I think Scott taught me the way he taught tennis was a little bit different. Like, a lot of coaches I'd had in the past, they would teach me like technique, ground stroke, how to hit a backhand, all these things. But I think Scott really worked on the mental game with me, and I think that was like the biggest difference, because just having that like mental toughness to go into any game and not be afraid, not ready to back down, and just like play every point like it's your last. And I think the way he teaches that, and the way he teaches his play style, I think it's amazing. That's why we've had so much success as a team lately. So yeah.
That's good. Can you talk a little about Rohannes? That's obviously a big part of just the atmosphere of this team.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we were there today. We played Belmont. I think the girls' team came down. We had all these. I think Mr. Souza from the Spanish department came down to watch. We had Mr. Stringer come down to watch our games and cheer us on. We get all these different people, all the parents too. It's great. I mean, they say tennis is a gentleman's sport, but I think it's great to be like what we call it, respectfully rowdy. So we're not like clapping in between points, but like we're cheering on.
There's some
yeah,
excitement there.
Definitely. Yeah, it's not just all like lame. There's definitely some rowdiness there.
That's good. It's not golf.
No.
College next year.
Yeah.
Want to talk about, will you continue playing tennis in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to. I think there's definitely levels to tennis, and I've really opened my eyes to that lately. So I know I'm planning on going to Georgia Tech, which is like a Division I school.
Nice.
So I don't think I'll actually be playing tennis there. Maybe I'll do like club or intramural level there.
Okay.
But I think it'll be really fun. So I definitely continue to play on tennis. Like, you make great relationships, learn great lessons. So yeah.
That'll be good. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
great. What are some of your goals going into this season?
So our biggest goal, I think, especially with this, like, it's not really rebuild, but just like getting a new team. We have two main goals, I think. We want to win the Middlesex League Championship. So we won the last 2 years in a row. We want to get that three-peat this year, which is going to be huge for us. But I think even more importantly, the state tournament. So these last few years, we've come up short almost every year at the Elite Eight. And I think this year we really just want to get our hands on that Final Four trophy and then maybe even take it farther. But that's really our big goal right now.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then I guess on like a more like just like a strategy level and like a technique perspective, talk a little bit about like singles and like competing.
Oh yeah, definitely. So singles it's tough. It's a grueling match. A lot of it's mental. I think the biggest thing I learned was probably from Scott. He has this ideology where it's kind of, if you can just get the ball back every time, make the opponent make the mistake, and just like be a wall, move them around, you can win almost any match. Doesn't matter how good your opponent is. So I think even in doubles too, we use that strategy. Just try to wear out the opponents, hit every ball back, just kind of be a backboard, and it obviously has worked.
Like working out very well.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Wishing you luck on this great next
Thank you.
season.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of a thing on this show. I ask people, VHS students especially,
Yeah.
thoughts on an ice cream machine,
Yeah.
VHS cafeteria.
Definitely. I mean, as a BHS student myself, I think we definitely have to have one, get these different flavors, like Scott was saying, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, They're all great flavors. It's going to be a great dessert after lunch. I think we need that.
Get some variety in there too.
Yeah.
That's good.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you. Up next, Rohan Parkih. Here we are with Rohan Parkih. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I guess get things started. Tell us about your tennis journey and where you started.
Yeah, so I actually started playing tennis at a very late age. I started playing in 8th grade going into freshman year in the summer. So I started playing through the Burlington Recreation Department, and actually Scott was my coach. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I started there, and then I started going to indoor clubs like Woburn Racket Club and Winchester Indoor Lawn Tennis Club to help enhance my game.
So you go way back then. with
Yeah,
Scott then.
yeah,
It's like-
yeah. I mean, my relationship with Scott, we started since 8th grade, and then he's been like my coach since, almost my senior
Oh,
year. So
wow.
we've known each other for a long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is your last year playing tennis for BHS. I guess what have you learned through these past previous seasons?
Honestly, leadership is a huge part, and also being supportive of other people. During these big matches, during these intense matches, having a good support system and being there for everybody is what can take your game to the next level. And honestly, setting an example for others is something that I learned throughout the years. Under different captains like Malachi Riley, Aditya Patak, their senior leadership really impacted me as a person off the court and as a player on the court. So yeah.
That's good. Just lessons of that kind of translate, not just for tennis, but just in
Yeah.
general.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. How will you help the underclassmen as a senior leader?
As I said before, honestly, having a good support system, because as I said before, that having these really big intense matches, you want to have a good support system to hype you up, pump yourself up, and then it really takes your game to the next level. And honestly, setting an example for accountability, being at practice, being at the games, and showing up on time, because then those underclassmen will look at you and they'll be like, oh, you set a great example, and we'll continue to do that.
To follow.
So, yeah, to follow them. Yeah.
You've been working with Scott for a long time. What do you guess what have you learned from him about his coaching style? I've heard it's different.
Yes, like Krish said, Scott's coaching style is very different. A lot of the coaches focus on the technical aspect of tennis, how to hit a forehand, how to hit a backhand, where to place the ball. But Scott's main technique is, just to get the ball over the net, make your opponent play. And his technique really helped me a lot during these tough matches against these tough teams. So
it gives you guys that advantage, honestly.
yeah, that's honestly a really good strategy, just getting the ball over the net, making them work for every point. So yeah.
That's good. What do you like about playing singles more than doubles or anything?
The reason I like playing, singles, it's a very mentally challenging game, but also I really like how the game is it's up to you, because in doubles, obviously you have a partner, but then in singles, it's all on you. You decide how you play, you decide, how mentally you're going to be during the game. So there's no one that's going to be there to be like, hey, you got to step it up. It's all on you. So that's why I like to play singles.
That's good. I've heard about this Rohan Parkih Open,
Yeah.
July 12th. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Oh, the Rohan Open. It's a great tradition we have. We played this year in the summer, and it was last year actually in the summer, and it was pretty fun. I played both doubles and singles, and it's really just a community gathering thing, promoting the sport tennis and getting everyone excited.
Getting that spirit of
Yeah,
tennis
the
in
spirit of
community.
tennis. Mm-hmm.
Are you big on tennis, watching tennis and stuff? Or?
Oh yeah, I love watching tennis. I used to play tennis when I was a little kid, but I didn't really like it as much. But then after starting 8th grade and then going into high school, I basically fell in love with tennis. I'd watch it. I try to watch every game possible. So
Wow.
Yeah.
You have a favorite player?
Oh yeah, I like Novak Djokovic. He's the greatest tennis player of all time, hands down. So yeah.
What do you kind of try to take from his game?
So the thing about Novak Djokovic is that he probably is one of the most toughest players I've ever seen.
Okay.
He'd be down 2 sets and then win 3 in a row. And the thing about professional tennis is that there's so many people watching you. It's a big tournament. The pressure's on you, and really his mental game has inspired me to also have a good mental mindset no matter what situation I'm on the court.
That's good. So what are some meets you're looking forward to, or ones that you've just enjoyed playing in already this season?
What?
No, some meets looking forward to.
some new match. Oh,
Yeah.
honestly, we have Winchester coming
Yeah.
up. That's gonna be a good match. They're always a good, tough team to play against. But I feel like if we just have our mental games, if we have a good mental game, and if we just play how we go on there on the court, then I think we'll be fine. So it's gonna be a good game.
And that's like kind of as you said, like the mental game is like really.
Yeah, I
important.
mean, I would say tennis is like all mental. I mean, obviously, yes, you have to know how to play tennis. There's skills, but yeah, you have to tell yourself that no matter what situation I'm in on the court, I can dig myself out of it and I can come on top. So.
That's very good. Yeah. What are some of your biggest goals this year for tennis?
Honestly, we have to win the Middlesex Freedom League. That's like the biggest thing that we want. I mean, we won the last 2 years, and we want that third time in a row, and that's gonna be a big one. And also just like making it past playoffs, through the state tournament. As Krish said, that we've made it to the Elite Eight the past 2 years, and we come up short. But I feel like that this year, if our mental game's on top, then we can make it farther, hold that Final Four trophy, and even the state championship trophy maybe.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
I guess so. You've had a long time playing tennis, so just tell me some of your favorite memories from the sport, and then of this team particularly as well.
Honestly, my favorite memories of tennis was playing at the Rohan Open my first year. It was just like I was like so nervous, like, oh my God, this is my like first year playing tennis. I don't know who I'm gonna be playing against. And honestly, it was more fun rather than being competitive, because like I played against one of my friends actually in the Rohan Open my first year, and it was really fun to play against them. And honestly, for this team, my favorite memory is my sophomore year. We played Belmont. That was also a really tough game, and we came up on top. Doubles had a really good game. I played singles that day, and it was pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah.
What will you miss about just the atmosphere of Rohannes and just of this team?
Honestly, I'm gonna miss Rohannes so much. I mean, like, I basically grew up playing here, and it was honestly like, it's almost like a second home for me. I know, like, being here the whole high school season, and then playing outside of the high school season, it's almost like a home. And then like this whole tennis community, I'm gonna miss it. It's gonna be good. Yeah.
I guess kind of wrapping things up. College plans after BHS. So you continue with tennis, and what's in the future?
Yeah. So I plan on attending Bentley University.
Nice.
And their varsity tennis team is really good. So I think I'm gonna start off with the club tennis team, and then maybe I want to work my way up and get to the varsity team. So.
That's good. Okay, just wrapping things up. I've made a thing on this show asking people their favorite ice cream. However, I know that you work at Dunkin'. So, tell me your favorite thing on the Dunkin' menu.
Yeah, I love Dunkin' Donuts. My favorite thing on the menu, I love iced coffee. That's my favorite thing, honestly. And maybe like a jelly donut.
Jelly donut.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good like combo.
Yeah. Oh my God. Iced coffee with a jelly donut. That's like the best combo you can get. So, yeah.
We need some of those right now. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
Stay tuned for Soham Shah. Here we are with Soham Shah. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. I guess tell us about your intro to tennis. What got you started and what made you the player you are today?
Yeah, so I started tennis at a rather young age, around 6 or 7. It's really like my brothers that got me into tennis because they were big tennis kids. I loved playing with them, although like they're 7 and 9 years older than me. I loved just playing as much as I can with them. But yeah.
Well, you've been playing for a long time.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's good. I guess in your final season, what has this performance been like? What have you been trying to improve on? What have you enjoyed? What have you appreciated?
Yeah. Well, honestly, it's been a pretty bittersweet time because I know that it's my last year, but I'm trying my best to enjoy it and win as much as possible, spend time with the team.
That's good.
But it's been really good, just focusing on team camaraderie. But yeah.
That's good. So, and then I guess second half of the season coming up, performance-wise, what are you mainly working towards? I know there's multiple titles that you're trying to uphold, so.
Yeah. So our goal for the season is to obviously win the Freedom Middlesex League, also make it to the state tournament and go as far as we can. I think Rohan or Krish might have talked about it earlier, but especially like making it past the quarterfinals into the Final Four and hopefully further. But yeah.
Getting all those trophies that continue.
Yeah,
right?
hopefully, yeah.
Playoffs last year, you guys lost in the quarterfinals, correct?
Yeah, we've had a tough couple of years, making it pretty far in the state tournament and ending up a little bit short. But yeah.
But I guess what do you kind of want to bring from those experiences to kind of like bounce back?
Especially with tennis. Tennis is a sport where you have to look at the past and forget about it. You kind of got to be a goldfish, kind of. You definitely want to remember your mistakes and all that stuff, but you also want to look forward to what can be possible, what can come.
That's good. So kind of like, learning from your mistakes, but not letting them hold you back.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to let them hold you back, especially like in like a match, for example. Like if you lose a point before, you double fault, you want to move forward and just keep on going.
Okay.
But yeah. That's
good. And then I see kind of like a momentum boost like coming in this second half of the season.
Yeah.
Talk about.
Yeah. So far we've been having a pretty good season. I just hope we can continue it for the rest of the season. I think we're around halfway through the season, but
yeah.
I'm just really looking forward to it.
That's good. On a kind of switching gears, like a leadership perspective, what can you talk about like being the senior captains, obviously, and what you kind of are bringing into this, like from like a leadership style perspective?
Yeah. So this year, I know we lost a lot of our seniors, but our biggest priority was just trying to get the team together and build that camaraderie, like I said before. I feel like, especially with tennis, like if you know you have people that are supporting you constantly and cheering you on, you have that confidence to play. And it's really that confidence and that mental side that helps you win games.
That's
yeah.
Good. So having like the mental aspect, like what you talked about earlier with the goldfish, like that it's, there's a mental aspect of the game that.
Yeah,
matters.
I would definitely say tennis is one of those sports where the mental aspect matters just as much as the physical aspect, if not even more, because it just matters how you think from point to point, just moving on, just becoming better. But yeah.
That's good. Working with Scott, what have you learned from him as a coach? And I've heard his coaching style is very different. What do you think you've learned from that and just generally as a coach?
Yeah, so when I was first introduced to tennis, I grew up actually watching, obviously, like the greats like Roger Federer, Djokovic, Nadal. But I also, like at the local tennis courts at Rohannes, I also was watching Scott. And I saw him in his high school matches. I saw them win, I saw them lose. It just taught me a lot about tennis in general, even from like a young age. But it was something special. And I think over the years, we've really built like a connection, and it's been great.
So you've known his like play style then for like a long time.
Yeah, I feel like that's one of the biggest reasons we get along so well. It's just been great, like talking to him, having him being my coach. Like it's been awesome.
That's cool. And then you mentioned watching a lot of tennis. Do you have a favorite player?
Yeah, for me, I'd have to go with Roger Federer.
Okay.
Not just because of his play style and how flashy he is, but also just because his mental aspect. I feel like he's was one of the strongest players, and from the mental side. But I just really enjoyed watching him, honestly.
No, that's good. I mean, and like all the flashy players are always like the cool ones. But
yeah.
I mean, there's also different things you can like learn from them. Like
yeah, definitely.
That's good. What are you guys doing playing wise, like improving on? Just like from a strategy perspective and like a technique.
Yeah. So I feel like practices obviously vary like tremendously. Sometimes we focus on individual like point play, for example, but it really depends on individuals' needs, I guess. And I feel like Scott does a great job with like placing kids into areas where they need improvement, and they know like their strengths and their weaknesses.
And like where they can develop.
Yeah, definitely. Scott as a coach has definitely been able to like pinpoint specific like weaknesses, which has really helped us, and then we work on those weaknesses just to become better. But yeah.
That's good. What do you like about working with the other coaches?
The other coaches?
Not other coaches, sorry. Other captains.
Yeah, Krish and Rohan have been great,
Yeah.
honestly. I've known them for a long time, and we just have loved building this like sense of team camaraderie, as I said before. But yeah, it's been awesome.
That's good. yeah, like that team camaraderie. And then that's something you've brought from the coaches as well, like kind of having that support system. Like.
Yeah, the coaches have been great with this too. I love Coach Steve and Coach Pete also. They've been awesome, like a great support system. They've always been cheering us on, but they've been awesome. Yeah.
What are some like memories I guess you've brought in from the past of your tennis career?
So like I said before, being a goldfish is really important, but remembering those wins and those losses is just as important. Just being able to focus on, like, even though it might hurt sometimes, your weaknesses, and just being able to work on them. Like, as a player, I think I've tremendously grown from freshman year to senior year, and it's because I've focused on those weaknesses and those strengths that I've been able to win.
That's good. Regular season meets that you were looking forward to competing in, like any that's like stand out like in this coming season?
For what's left of the season? Or?
Yeah, like any like regular season meets that you're like really looking forward to. Like I think it's Winchester is coming up. Correct?
Yeah.
Like
I think Winchester is going to be a great game. I'm really looking forward to it. But yeah.
That's good. That's going to be, and why specifically? Would you?
I've had a long history with Winchester.
Okay.
A bunch of wins, bunch of losses. But I know their team. They know me. It's just generally just a fun challenge, honestly. And it's those challenges that really bring out like the best in us. But yeah.
That's good. That's good. I guess what are your biggest goals for this final season that you want to really accomplish before you leave like the BHS tennis team?
Yeah, well, definitely just to win the league itself would be awesome. We're going for that three-peat, but beyond that, obviously the state tournament's still there, making it to playoffs. I know we've fallen short a little bit sometimes of the Final Four. We made it to the quarterfinals, but we're hoping to push beyond and just make it. Yeah.
That's good. And then I guess in the future for tennis, can you talk about like college plans and like where tennis kind of falls in that?
Yeah, so I'm going to be attending Dartmouth next year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I'm not sure if I'm going to end up playing club tennis or what I'm going to do. But no matter what I do, if I play for the college or if I don't, I just really hope for tennis to be part of my life, honestly, because it's been such a big part of my life since I was little.
And you want to kind of carry that, like moving on.
Definitely, 100%.
I guess wrapping up, I've asked everyone on this show basically, ice cream machine, BHS cafeteria, your thoughts?
I think it's a solid idea, honestly. Yeah, hard to manage, but it would be awesome for the students, I feel. But yeah.
Any flavors that you're particularly looking forward to?
Just chocolate, raspberry, vanilla.
That's good. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
What a great show that was. I'd like to thank head coach Scott Barrett and captains Rohan Parkih, Soham, Shah, and Krish, Soni. I'm Zac Titus, and we will see you next time on the Sports Hub.